No, it does not feel great. It does not feel great. What's up, Columbus? Beautiful Sunday, beautiful day. The wife and kids are out of town. I had a dad weekend.
There we go.
It was awesome.
What a weekend to have a dad weekend. Unfortunately, we had a damper put on that last night. But
we did have a damper. Funny story, I'm at dinner, and it was a friend's dinner, Bake.
Okay.
For some reason, I was just like, hey, I don't have the kids with me, don't have the wife. I'm getting what I want on the menu, right? I'm getting a steak, I'm getting a lobster tail, Oscar style. I mean, do it all. Do it right. So my guy is having a champagne toast. The waiter brings out the champagne, and boop, before you know it, I got champagne down my butt crack. He spills it on me.
Oh, no.
He spills it on me.
Oh.
And I had like events lined up. So I got a free steak, but I had to watch Oregon beat us with champagne in my butt crack yesterday. It was terrible.
Insult to injury. Right there. Oh, my goodness. Hello, everybody. Welcome into Fan Sports Sunday. A somber, even though we're going to have some fun and laugh a little bit, a somber Fan Sports Sunday. Ohio State, it's the game. Devier, we had been waiting for this game for so long.
Yes.
And I'm guessing if you're not an Ohio State fan, even if you're a logical Ohio State fan, you can say that was a great college football game last night. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was played greatly because there was a lot of sloppiness and mistakes on both sides. But
that's
that could have been
football.
Yeah, and that could have been
sloppy.
Opponents forced that.
No.
It was two great teams that played last night, and unfortunately, Ohio State came up on the wrong end of the stick. And unfortunately, Devier, this is a feeling that we're getting all too used to in these games.
And in big games?
Yes.
Yeah. The only other time I can honestly equate this back to was Tressel's troubles with the SEC, right? And the SEC speed and it went all the way from, Florida, USC, LSU, Texas, USC again, and then we beat Miami, and then we beat Arkansas in 1 year, right? And so it reminds me of that feeling, but you need a big win to break through. It reminds me of that feeling.
This is different to me, and here's why. I don't think back then, and I love Jim Tressel. He's my favorite coach in Ohio State history, and I loved his teams, you being part of those teams. Mm-hmm. And they were super talented teams, no doubt. But I think Jim Tressel's teams punched up sometimes. He got them to play better than the sum of their parts were. He made the sum of their parts better sometimes. Mm-hmm. I think most people think these last handful of years at Ohio State that you have, if not the best, every year, a top 3 roster in college football. You have a roster that puts you on par with these other teams. You can play with these other teams. You just can't get over the hump and beat them for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one for me because I feel like it's Ohio State. We always have great players.
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Like just because rivals, like a guy ranks somebody a high school player, like I don't know, and like a accumulation of high school players come in 1 year to me doesn't mean like the roster is better, right? Like it takes experience, it takes guys to win. But I'll be honest, like, are you pointing this at the coaching staff or like where, like when you say you're getting tired, is it just the collective? Is it the whole organization? Like where is it coming from? Because for me, I honestly believe that this group, like Caleb Downs, Quinchon, Will, Emeka, Jack, JTT, those, like the guys who've been here, out of all those guys, they have to learn how to win. They have to learn how to win those big games. I mean, the only person that has a conference championship ring on that sideline yesterday is Will Howard. When the game gets tough, when the game gets thick, who's walking down the sideline, who's leading the guys, who's getting them up, Is everybody just off in their own corridors? Is this, hey, we'll get over this? Like, it needs to be some type of fire, and it has to come from, like, who's the leader? And I think that's what disappointed me yesterday. I just wanted to see that. But I think this is a moment to where they can grow from, like that leader needs to kind of step forth.
I'm glad you went there, and I will answer that question coming up next. We've got an hour and 15 minutes of pretty much commiserating on what happened last night in Eugene, what we thought the reason was, what can be done to fix it, all of that. We're going to get to all of that coming up in this show. It's Fan Sports Sunday. Ryan Baker, Devier Posey on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Ready for a new ride? Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
What's up, sandwich heads? Today on Steve-O's Sandwich Reviews, we've got the tips and tricks to the best sandwich order. And it all starts with this little guy right here. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Partial to pastrami, craving a Cubano. Yeah, sounds delicious, but boom! Add the crisp, refreshing taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar and cue the fireworks. Lunch, dinner, or late night, it'll be a sandwich worth celebrating. Trust me, your boy's eaten a lot of sandwiches in his day, and the one thing I can say with absolute fact, every bite is better with Pepsi.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
We're dealing at Reichert Ford.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com.
Right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
A.J. Hawk won a national title, a Super Bowl, and a Lombardi Award, but his weekly appearance on Morning Juice, Fridays at 8:33, is the real highlight of his career. If he tells you otherwise, he's lying.
Sponsored by FanDuel.
The Fan.
Bring the thrill of the stadium to your wallet with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the only checking account that rewards you for being a Crew fan. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with the sound of freshness, the sound of sizzle, the sound of savings. With new low prices on hundreds of your favorite produce items, deals for days on over 1,000 items throughout the store, plus weekly sales and My Perks for even more savings at the pump. Surround yourself with savings every time you shop. At your neighborhood Giant Eagle. Visit gianteagle.com for details.
This is Bob Capace, owner of Worthington Jewelers. Our fall bridal buy one, get one half off sale is ending this weekend. Select the perfect ring from thousands of styles or create a one-of-a-kind ring of your dreams. Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
College
Alan Mann here for Universal Windows Direct. Fall is here. It's the perfect time to replace those old, drafty windows before the cold sets in. As temperatures drop, you don't want to be stuck with windows that make your heating system work overtime because that will cost you money. My guys at Universal Windows Direct back everything up with a true lifetime warranty as long as you own the home and a 20-year warranty to the next homeowner. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply because they always do. Call them today, 614-502-5220, or go to uwd.com.
Hey Columbus, Caden Curry here, Ohio State student-athlete for Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. I've had to be versatile my whole football career. Of course, I'm a defensive end, but I've also played special teams and even played fullback. Whether I'm blocking or tackling, I've got to be ready for any job out there, which is why I love the versatility in Kubota's BX, B, and L Series tractors. There's no task too big or small with Kubota tractors from Green & Sons. Visit greenandsons.com today, or stop by their stores in Mount Sterling and in Raymond, north of Marysville, and get yourself a Kubota tractor that works as hard as I do.
Fan weather
from the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens with your latest forecast. Windy this evening. A few shower chances may roll through, but most will stay dry. Temperatures overnight fall into the 40s. Will be much colder for Monday. Mostly cloudy. Highs in the 50s. A few showers still remain possible, especially by Monday night. Tuesday, rain chances continue. Highs in the 50s. Dry by Wednesday, but still in the 50s. We warm up by the end of the week. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens.
You're listening to Ryan Day's favorite radio show on The Fan in this time slot on a Sunday. This is Fan Sports Sunday.
Welcome back into a somber Fan Sports Sunday here on The Fan. Ryan Baker,
it's a
Devier Posey with you. It is a great day outside, that's for sure.
Listen,
if you're a Buckeyes and Browns fan, it's pretty tough right now.
It's tough. It's tough. I mean, I think the thing about it is that we got to hold it for 2 weeks. But, you know, we'll all walk around with poop in our shoes together.
Cam Taylor's here as well on the other side. Before we went to break, you asked me who I put this on with the track record in these big games and all of this stuff. And you said something that's very interesting to me.
I did? After that?
You said, talking about JT and Jack and a bunch of these guys that came back, saying that they've got to learn to win in big games. Well, when's that going to be? Because they've been in enough of them. They've been here long enough. I would have thought that they would have learned by now. It's just like last week and the after the Iowa game.
What big games have they played in? Let's talk about that. Let's go down. Let's identify the big games. This group has played in 2 Michigan games.
Mm-hmm.
Out of conference last year was.
You had Notre Dame.
They won those.
You had, a lot of these guys played in the national championship game against Georgia.
Okay.
Which they came up short in.
Oh, the Final Four game.
Yeah.
The Final Four game.
The semifinal game, excuse me.
Game. And then
they're there.
Yeah. So they have 4 games. They have. So this group of players. So we got 2 Notre Dame games, 2 Michigan games, and then the Georgia game. So we got 5 games, right? So they're what? 3 for 5, 3 for 2.
But that's for a college football player. That's a lot, right? Of big games.
Those are some big games.
And you came back for this game, supposedly. You all said, we came back because we want this game. We want to win a national championship. And let's be honest here with everything. And we're judging all of this, at least I'm judging all of this by a different comb, because we have put that on this team that they are a national championship caliber team. So we need to judge them against former national championship teams we've seen. We need to judge them against Texas. We need to judge them against Oregon.
Keep me out of this.
I'm saying me. I'm saying me.
Because my only thing is I'm not a national championship or bust with this group. And the reason why is because they need to learn how to win big games. So I wouldn't put that on them unless they've won big games. Do I think they have the talent to win a natty? Yes, but do I think they have the experience? No, they're going through that.
So let me ask you this. The Oregon guys last night, they learned how to win a big game.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure those guys haven't been in as many big games as Ohio State has the past couple of years.
I mean, those two Washington games
so it's
last
my
year
thing.
were
Like
pretty
when,
big.
and those were huge games. But when is that? Dan Lanning hasn't been a head coach as long as Ryan Day. He got the win last night. Ryan Day didn't, and we're going to get into Ryan Day's track record here in big games and everything later on in the show. But
that was Dan Lanning's first top 5 win.
Yeah.
So all of that learning and stuff is kind of, I don't know. It goes both ways. It's a two-edged sword where you can say, yeah, they need to learn, but you can also say they should have learned by now.
I can't say that, man. These aren't pros, man. They're getting paid pro money, but they're still college kids in terms of, like, I mean, let's look at the end of game operations. Like, I'm sitting here watching Jaden Daniels earlier at the end of the second quarter, and did you just, like, the pro 2-minute operations are so much cleaner, and I think that's what we think we're supposed to see with Ohio State. We're not going to see that bake. Like, these guys aren't as clean in 2 minutes. They're not going to have, like, plays dialed up. They're not going to know end of the game rules like dead ball fouls and do you think Will Howard knows, like, should I check down? Should I go run with my feet? If I run with my feet, I need to score. It's just like he learned last night. And I'm not giving him an excuse, but like.
But you brought him here for that. He was supposed to be the guy to do that, because you didn't think Kyle McCord could.
He's not Pat Mahomes. Like, he's a college quarterback.
And that's not fair. Nobody's Pat Mahomes
from the Big 12. And let's be honest, he's learning. He's getting better.
Let's be honest. Oregon has a really good roster, a roster on par with you. But that's different. By 1 point it's different
yesterday.
That it's NFL. You know. On NFL, the talent's equal all the time. Last night, you had to play equal talent and all of that. I mean, again, these are two-edged swords, but these are things that you put on yourself at Ohio State. You got rid of Kyle McCord. You brought in Will Howard because he was supposed to be the guy that could get you over the hump. If you're Ryan Day, you brought in Chip Kelly to take less off of your plate so you could handle things at the end of the game like clock management, which did not happen last night. Ohio State was not good on third downs last night. Ohio State lost the turnover battle. Now, it was only one, but they lost. And they lost the penalty battle. They did everything you can't do in big games. So, again, who do we put this on? I saw you put out a tweet last night talking about that you can't abandon ship, that Ohio State is still okay. They can get where they want to go. And you're absolutely right. Everything, even with that loss, is still in front of Ohio State. But I have no faith that if Ohio State gets back there, that they can pull it out, because there is a track record now with Ohio State. And I know this is a different team. In college, it's a different team every year. But the man at the top, there's a track record now since 2019 that does not give me confidence that when talent is equal on the field, they can win.
I mean, I totally understand where you're going, and I see and I feel your sentiments, and I think that you have, and many Buckeye fans have a right to feel that way. But the way that I am personally in hard times, I'm just wired a little different. Like, I'm not a finger pointer. I'm not, like, seeking to find the blame. I look at football as a collective sport. It is a collective consciousness going into the game, fans, coaches, family members, everybody included. A collective consciousness, a collective mindset. And I'm a person that gets rid of all pessimism. It's not like, I don't want to be a realist. To win a championship, to play football, like, being a realist can't be in the building. Like you can't, like, yes, you can tell truth in film, Bake, and there could be film sessions where we break down and get to the truth of it and get to the heart and the nucleus of the issue, right? We can do that. But at the same time, saying, hey, we got a game versus Dylan Raiola in our stadium at 12 in 2 weeks, let's throw everything away that we've done, or everybody have a come to Jesus moment. Let's look in the mirror and let's get better. We're still number 4 in the country. Last time this school won a national championship, they lost to Virginia Tech. We lost the game on the road in Autzen Stadium to the number 3 team in the country, by 1 point. And if we look at this 1 point, there were several things that we could do as a group to clean up, to be better, to make sure that it doesn't even come down to the situation. That's what my point is that, like, this game isolated, this game and the Georgia game, you take those away from all those other games. I think it's like a 1-7 stat, top 5 opponents that this staff has. But you take this game, this is a winnable game with fixable mistakes. Like, this isn't like Oregon, like, beat us bad. Like, and we didn't have, like, this doesn't feel like the Michigan losses to me.
And you're not wrong with that. This is still a top 5 team in the country, maybe even a top 3 team in the country. They can still win the national championship. Everything is right there still. And if you're just looking at this game in a vacuum, you are right. But, again, there's a track record now with this. In the last 5 years of this program, 6 years of this program with Ryan Day as the head coach, where it's the same thing. Like, yeah, Georgia was a winnable game, fixable mistakes, but we're still seeing the same thing. We're still seeing the clock management issues. We're still seeing mistakes at key times. We're still seeing big plays on defense. And I think when people sit back and look, they're like, this looks like the same as everything we've seen the past couple of years, and it doesn't seem like those things are getting fixed. He's the man that hyped the Buckeyes before the season. We'll see if he can hype me up, Devier. You're trying. Let's see if Meccadon can help hype me up as well next. It's Fan Sports Sunday on The Fan.
Matty Ice has a large tattoo on his calf of LeBron eating a lion. I have nothing else to say. Rockman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan.
We've seen it before. Politicians and lobbyists playing games, drawing voting maps to keep power in their hands, not ours. Courts have ruled Ohio's voting districts unconstitutional 7 times, while our communities have been left out again and again. But this November, you have a chance to change that with Issue 1. Issue 1 will make it illegal for politicians to manipulate voting districts for themselves or their own party. Instead, it creates an open, transparent process where a diverse group of citizens, not politicians, will draw the lines. No more backroom deals, no more gerrymandering, just fairer maps that represent our communities. Issue 1 gives you and me the power to ensure everyone's vote counts. This is about real change, a chance to end the games and make our voices heard. So vote yes on Issue 1, fair representation, and power to the people. Paid for by citizens, not politicians.
The fall holiday weekend is just around the corner, and it's the perfect time to dare to compare at Bob's Discount Furniture. You've seen the action. You've felt the suspense. You've saved hundreds, even thousands of dollars on highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more. America loves it so much that Bob's is opening 2 new stores on October 11th, just in time for the holiday weekend. See how much you can save when you dare to compare in store or at mybobs.com.
Busy schedule? This is Ryan Krieger, and Krieger Ford has you covered. Krieger Ford offers pickup and delivery, or our mobile service van will come right to you. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
Columbus, the wait is over. Blue Jackets hockey is back. Come feel the boom all season long. Be here Tuesday, October 15th for the home opener, presented by Nationwide. Get your tickets today at BlueJackets.com. Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
Now is a great time to start your holiday shopping at Meijer. Save big this week with our early holiday deals. Save $40 on a Gourmet air fryer. Save $30 when you buy a Keurig K-Slim single-serve coffee maker. And for the competitive ones on your gift list, select board games are 20% off. Shop even more great gift ideas like these in the Meijer Holiday Gift Guide. Available on Meijer.com, in-store, or in the Meijer app. Exclusions apply.
Common Man here for Care Heating and Cooling. Weather is unpredictable, but the inside of your home should be comfortable just the way you like it. And the best way to avoid those unnecessary surprises is with a care plan. See, with a care plan, you get priority service, system maintenance in case of an emergency. Just another way to give you and your family peace of mind. And maintaining your systems properly can help save you money. A properly maintained furnace and air conditioner run more efficiently, reducing your utility usage. Regular maintenance also prevents breakdowns and extends the life of your equipment. I'm on the care plan, and I'm quite the expert. I'll stop by and give your system a once-over. I will. Don't tempt me. I end every commercial the same way, telling you to hire Care when you need a company you can trust. It's not just the slogan. That's the Care creed. How about this? Lennox. They have thousands of dealers nationwide. HVAC royalty. Last year, Lennox gave Care their coveted Partner of the Year award because they're trusted by their customers and their partners. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING or book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com when you need a company you can trust.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I cannot imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Sunday.
Welcome back in, Fan Sports Sunday. Trying to get over this loss last night, although unfortunately we got a bye next week, and we got 2 weeks that we have to let this linger a little bit. Ryan Baker, Devier Posey with you. Let's head out to on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline and bring in the man that hyped up the Buckeyes for this season. And hopefully he can hype me up. Devier, you have been trying here today, but it is not really working with me too much. Let's bring in the man that hyped up the Buckeyes, Mekka Don.
Let's get fired up for the Buckeye season. It's time to buckle up with Meccadon.
Mekka Don, Buckeye Nation. It's time.
Buckle up, buckle up.
Mekka, that was tough last night. Ohio State losing to Oregon 32-31. What are your initial thoughts here after the loss?
Oh man, initially I was obviously just really frustrated, right? As a fan. I always try to take a step back. I think, getting a night's sleep. I don't know if it's a good night's sleep, but getting some sleep and you wake up, you try to kind of look at it from multiple different perspectives. I think there's a couple of different perspectives I look at this from. I think one is kind of a big picture perspective. Obviously, everything is still in front of us, right? We could still be the team up north, win the Big Ten championship, go to the playoffs, win national championship. That's still very well in front of us. So that's kind of a bright side, big picture thing. I think there's another side of this big picture, though, question, too, which is a question about the staff. These close games, these tight games against top 5 teams, can we win them? We definitely win the games we're supposed to, but these games always seem like they always go, oh, if we just did this or if we just did that or if we just did this, we could have won, but we're not winning them. So I think people are really worried in Buckeye Nation whether or not, yes, we know those things are in front of us, but can we actually ultimately get it done when it matters?
So I wanted to go with, let's dive into that. Is it a big game mindset? Like, is it an aggressiveness that we don't have, that you don't see? Do you feel like we're playing jittery? Do you feel like we get away from who we are, mid-third quarter versus in Iowa, beginning of the fourth quarter versus, a Marshall? Do you think we think, hey, this is a big game? Like, I don't want to mess this up. Like, what's your mindset? Like, what do you think it is, Mekka?
It's interesting, man. I don't think it's just one thing, and I think it's different things in each game. So, for example, yesterday I thought Ryan coached pretty aggressively. We were going for it on fourth down. I didn't feel like we were playing scared. I feel like we were definitely playing to win that game. Mm-hmm. But I think clock management issues, this is the same thing. It was reminiscent of the Georgia game, right? Clock management issues at the end, kind of just a little gas here and there at the end of the game when there's an opportunity to win the game. We just don't quite execute there. I do think there are different parts in the game where, our play calling is like, what was that? Like, we're wasting drives. I don't see that as much with Chip this year, though, to be honest. And then our defense is a bend but don't break defense, and that defense was broken yesterday. So, and that's, again, very reminiscent of Georgia as well. Georgia was kind of able to do whatever they wanted against us. Oregon was, we weren't getting a ton of pressure. We weren't blitzing a ton. Obviously our corners were getting toasted, and part of that is also when you don't get pressure, that happens. So it's kind of like when I look at the Georgia game and I look at this game, they're very similar to me. Some of the other games, I think, it just comes down to kind of a management series here or there, and I think that we just don't, for some reason, don't complete the game.
Mecca, we just talking about this with you talked about the track record here with the big games and whatnot. What do you attribute that to? That because it's not like Ohio State's getting, a couple of the Michigan games were a couple touchdowns, but they're right there. The Georgia game was a field goal at the end. Last night, you're right there, close to field goal range when the time runs out. What do you think it is that they can't make that play in that critical moment?
Some of it is just, I hate to say this, but some of it I feel like is like bad luck or bad fortune. First of all, yesterday, when we get inside the 30, I thought we should have run the ball and just, whatever. But, the call against, Jeremiah, terrible. And then we got that runoff, and then the last play of the game, I could not believe my eyes when I saw Will standing back there for 2 seconds patting the ball. That's a quick out to either side of the field, or you throw the ball away, or it's a QB draw right away. I couldn't believe it. To me, that's like, yes, Will should know that as a veteran, right? But that's also coaching. That's got to be on you had time to kind of get him or let him know, listen.
Do you also think his knee was down? Do you think his knee was down with 1 second left?
I saw a situation, some screenshot that somebody showed where it looked like it was, but it was so close that I'm not gonna moan about that.
Yeah, the slide was continuous. Like he continued to slide, and they stopped the clock at the end of the slide. But his knee hit the ground.
The other thing that bothers me too is it didn't seem like it wasn't a designed run. If it was a designed run, then I felt like it was like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? Let me go. And to me, at that point, I was like, all right, we lost. That's bad execution. No matter, even if they had called it, that execution was not good. And those are the type of things that happen at the end of the game. Same thing with Georgia. I think we were a little scared, and just settled for a 50-yard field goal. Those are the type of things that happen at the end of these games that are so frustrating for Buckeye fans. If we had thrown a 5-yard out or 2-yard out, or even if he had thrown the ball out of bounds and we had kicked the field goal and missed, I think we could have dealt with that better. But to lose that way, it feels worse. Because it feels like we're not even giving ourselves the correct opportunities to win the game.
Mm-mm. Yeah, man.
Another thing too. I know people are talking about the refs and stuff like that too, and there were calls. If you go to Oregon Twitter or Oregon Facebook, you'll see they feel like they were getting hosed. Early on, that was definitely an interception. Who knows how that would have changed the complexity of the game. But ultimately, for me, at the end of the day, I do believe in this staff, and maybe it's blind, maybe I'm blind, but I do believe in it. I do believe that we can get it done, and I think these games are important, Devier. I think people don't realize, these games don't go how you think they're going to go, man. That's the number 3 team in the country. They're playing at home. Mm-hmm. You're making adjustments, but they're making adjustments too, right?
They're 35 and 36 at home. They're 35 and 36 at home.
Yeah. Mecca, before we let you go, I want to ask you this. I've always thought Ryan Day was put in an unfair position being the head coach of Ohio State, because I think it's hard to be the head coach at the pinnacle of college football, which we all believe Ohio State is, never having been a head coach before. So we're seeing Ryan Day's growing pains as a head coach play out on the field in these games. Do you think that is an accurate statement?
I think it's accurate, but I think that, most fans aren't going to care because you're making $8-10 million a year, and ultimately that's kind of how people evaluate you in society. So it's kind of like, yeah, maybe it's unfair, but at the end of the day, use the bathroom or get off the pot type thing, right? Like we don't have time to care about your growing pains and whether things are unfair or not. This is the Buckeyes. If you can't do the job, then get out of here, right? I think that's how a lot of people feel. So yeah, I do think it's a rough go, but that's the game right there. You're coaching one of these top programs. I don't care if you're Kalen DeBoer and you come from Washington. Alabama is Alabama, so you better go. So good news again. Like I know you said, Devier is trying to cheer you up. I think. On a neutral site, I think we looked. I think we're a better team than Oregon. That's the
absolutely
funny thing.
We're a better team than Oregon.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know if that's scarlet-colored glasses or whatever, but I think we play them on a neutral field. I think the outcome is different, and I think we needed this type of test. And I'm glad. In some ways, I wish we would have won, of course. But the loss sometimes, when you win, sometimes even a close game like that, it masks a lot of the things that you need to work on. Yep. I think now they're going to have to be real laser focused now because the scrutiny is ultra high.
Yeah, no, so definitely. The scrutiny is high, but also like you need a script. Like you need a script of like a good and bad script of, hey, like this is what is supposed to happen, and this is how you grow from this. And I think there was not a game to where this team has had this collective group of gentlemen. Every team is different each year. That they can say, hey, I don't want this to happen again. I won't ever approach a game like this, Denzel Burke. I won't ever approach a game like this, Sonny. I won't ever approach a game like this, Will, offensive line. And so it's I think still being number 4, if the playoffs were to be tomorrow, we would still have a bye, right? We got some huge games. I mean, it's going to be a top 5 matchup again versus Penn State, right, on the road. Then we'll have to – then who knows what Indiana could be, undefeated, 1 loss, 2 loss at home. Then we got Michigan and we got Big Ten. So it's one of those things where like
Nebraska.
And we still have Nebraska. Still have Nebraska. So it's a lot to learn from. And I just think I'm not a guy that's like, hey, middle of the season – everything is terrible. The staff, I'm just not that guy. Like, I'm just like, all right, like, let's close ranks. Let's lock in. Let's use this pain and let's move forward because nothing's going to happen until, the end of the season. So, like, we got a lot of football in front of us. That's my mindset, Mecca. It's good to see you yesterday, too. Yeah.
Yeah, you too, man. A lot of football. I think, these things feel bad, really bad initially, especially the way it happens. But I think, give it a couple of days, you start getting perspective, and you start realizing, like, wait, hold on, there's a ton left that we're playing for, and we have the team and the roster to do it. And again, the last thing I'll say, is that Oregon is a legit team. They have a legit roster. They have a legit coach. I know people don't want to believe that, but it's true. So, at the end of the day, right, there's no shame in losing on the road to the number 3 team by 1 point, right? But we do have things we got to get together, and I think, that's reality too.
Oregon is legit, and hopefully we get to see them again on a neutral field. Mecca, thanks as always for taking some time on a Sunday and spending that with us. We'll talk to you again next weekend.
No problem. Go Bucks.
It is Mekka Don on the Brian Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. What did Ryan Day have to say after the loss last night? We'll hear some of that next. It's Fan Sports Sunday on the Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
There's a place where mishaps don't mean missing out. Welcome to AAA's The Plus Side, where a AAA Plus membership means that an empty gas tank won't keep you from a full day. Where a flat tire doesn't have to deflate your mood. Where being locked out doesn't mean you'll be out of luck for long. And where a dead battery can't stop you from being the life of the party.
Looks like you're all set here. Have a good rest of the day.
Because on the plus side, roadside mishaps don't have to ruin your day. With AAA Plus, you're covered with the gold standard in roadside assistance, whenever and wherever you need it. Tire changes, battery swaps, and emergency fuel are just a tap, click, or call away. AAA gets to you faster, and if you need a tow, we'll take you further, anywhere within 100 miles. Become a AAA Plus member today and experience the peace of mind that comes when you live on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply. Service is only available from AAA and CAA in North America.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. The people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
We've seen it before. Politicians and lobbyists playing games, drawing voting maps to keep power in their hands, not ours. Courts have ruled Ohio's voting districts unconstitutional 7 times, while our communities have been left out again and again. But this November, you have a chance to change that with Issue 1. Issue 1 will make it illegal for politicians to manipulate voting districts for themselves or their own party. Instead, it creates an open, transparent process where a diverse group of citizens, not politicians, will draw the lines. No more backroom deals, no more gerrymandering, just fairer maps that represent our communities. Issue 1 gives you and me the power to ensure everyone's vote counts. This is about real change, a chance to end the games and make our voices heard. So vote yes on Issue 1, fair representation, and power to the people. Paid for by citizens, not politicians.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Game show about cheeseburgers.
Game show. Feed their ass on the stage.
Too old. Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on The Fan.
If you're struggling with ED or your performance is down and your belly fat is growing, listen up. You've got one life. Now is the time to act.
At the Columbus Men's Clinic, we're not just healthcare, we're your secret weapon. Don't wait another day. Here's why you need to act right now.
Every moment you delay, your condition could worsen. It's not just about sex, it's about your heart, your relationship, your life.
The Columbus Men's Clinic has over 10 years of proven results for low testosterone and increasing drive, energy level, and performance. We've introduced ED and enhancement treatments so exclusive, you'll wonder why you waited.
Procrastination is the thief of time. When it comes to your sexual health, you can't afford to wait. Join the League of Gentlemen who've walked out of our doors with a swagger.
Call the Columbus Men's Clinic at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Book your $99 male performance consultation now, including blood work. Call 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. The Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Finally, fall is here. The leaves are changing, the air is crisp, and the cooler temperatures are a welcome relief. But as those temperatures continue to drop, it's also a reminder that winter is just around the corner. We know it might feel a little early to start talking about freezing temperatures and snow, but now is the perfect time to make sure your roof is ready. Before the winter weather hits, wouldn't you like the peace of mind that your home is protected? If you're unsure about the condition of your roof or just want to be prepared for the months ahead, call the professionals you can trust at Newman Roofing. With over 30 years in business and 3 generations of Newmans in the roofing industry, we're dedicated to educating you about your roof so you understand exactly what's happening. We believe that an informed homeowner can make the very best decision for their needs. Give us at Newman Roofing a call today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Let Newman Roofing help you prepare for winter the right way.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
We firmly believe it's appropriate to tailgate before a youth soccer game. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
Welcome back in, Fan Sports Sunday. Ryan Baker and Devier Posey here with you. A big thanks to Meccadon for joining us last segment and trying to help Devier talk me off the ledge a little bit here with this Buckeyes loss last night. Ohio State 32, Oregon 32, Ohio State 31. Devier, Ohio State just drops to number 4 in the polls. So obviously, the voters out there realize that this was 2 of the best teams in the country last night they saw on the field. And it was a classic college football game.
It was a great game. I mean, you look at you pull up the stats. Almost, people are saying, hey, we gave up 496 yards to Oregon. Well, Dan Lannon is a defensive coach. He coached at Georgia. He gave up 467 yards too, right? He gave up 326 passing yards, 141 rushing yards. Now, granted, we lost the rushing and the pass battle, lost the turnover battle. We were more efficient on first downs, obviously got more fourth downs. When you really look at the numbers, it's easy to see how how it was a 1-point game win. Like, if you just take the final score out and you just look at the number, TOP went to Ohio State 33-09. TOP, time of possession, 26-51. No interceptions, 1 fumble. Obviously, we lost the penalty battle. That's the hitting yardage. They had 70 yards of penalties. We both punted 3 times. Total plays, both right around 65 to 68. Just looking at the numbers, it's a tight game. Like, it's a game that you would love to see again. It's a game that you would love to see played again on a Big Ten championship stage for sure.
There's a couple numbers that stand out, though, obviously. The turnovers is pretty clean. There was one for Ohio State, 0 for Oregon. Now, you lost it, though. The penalties. Ohio State had 8 penalties for 70 yards. Oregon only had 3.
Yep.
And this is another stat that's telling to me, Devier. Ohio State had 14 rushing yards in the second half. Mm-hmm. And you heard a lot coming into this game how Ohio State wanted to play tough. They wanted to establish toughness. Mm-hmm. The running game is toughness, and I feel like they didn't go to it enough.
Yep. No, I think they got away from the run game in the second half, and it was just one of those things to where, hey, like, you make adjustments and you try to do things that are kind of out of character. Wow, did you see this player just now hook and ladder to the offensive lineman for the Lions? I'm sorry,
they did a triple flea flicker earlier in this game for a long touchdown pass to Sam Laporta.
Oh man, Penny,
little ADD there for us.
I'm sorry, yeah, I had to acknowledge my big man touchdown alert. Almost had one, but they got a penalty on it. But no, it's one of those things, Bake, right? Like, you go in and you make halftime adjustments. I'm surprised. We've outscored our opponents. I think like 80. I think going into the game it was like 82 to 6 in the third quarter. This third quarter it was only 7-0. Right? I mean, we still won the third quarter battle, but it wasn't as explosive as we've been used to seeing this season. It wasn't as explosive. And so that was odd to see for this team. So just still taking it all in. I'll be honest. I think I'm going to have to watch this one again, and I'm going to have to just take it all in and just kind of just see, just to make myself feel better. I just need to watch the film. The film will tell it all, man. But it's I want to get your take on defensively. We've been talking about offense and this whole structural thing, but I wanted to get in the nuts and bolts of what you thought about what was going on defensively.
We'll do that next, and I also said we'll hear from the coach. We'll do that as well and hear what the coach thought about the defense too.
Yep.
It's Fan Sports Sunday on The Fan.
Chops his serial killer eyes, and Reeser can grow a full beard before lunch. What can your friends do? Bishop and Friends.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Ready for a new ride? Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Just got a free coffee with my Earnify points.
Your what?
The points I get with the new Earnify app from BP and Amoco. I got $250 for signing up and more every time I fill up or buy anything in the C-store.
Oh, can you use points for fuel?
Of course.
And discounts and deals?
On anything.
Oh, like chips?
Mm-hmm.
Sodas?
You got it.
The actual slushy machine.
Only what's actually for sale. But you do get double the points for the first 90 days. Just go to earnifyrewards.com to download the app.
Available at participating locations only. App content is subject to change.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Common Man here for Care Heating and Cooling. Weather is unpredictable, but the inside of your home should be comfortable just the way you like it. And the best way to avoid those unnecessary surprises is with a care plan. See, with a care plan, you get priority service, system maintenance in case of an emergency. Just another way to give you and your family peace of mind. And maintaining your systems properly can help save you money. A properly maintained furnace and air conditioner run more efficiently, reducing your utility usage. Regular maintenance also prevents breakdowns and extends the life of your equipment. I'm on the care plan, and I'm quite the expert. I'll stop by and give your system a once-over. I will. Don't tempt me. I end every commercial the same way, telling you to hire Care when you need a company you can trust. It's not just the slogan. That's the Care creed. How about this? Lennox. They have thousands of dealers nationwide. HVAC royalty. Last year, Lennox gave Care their coveted Partner of the Year award because they're trusted by their customers and their partners. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING or book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com when you need a company you can trust.
Ready to hit the road in a new car? With Pathways, enjoy up to 90 days with no payments and low auto loan rates. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
The fall holiday weekend is just around the corner, and it's the perfect time to dare to compare at Bob's Discount Furniture. You've seen the action. You've felt the suspense. You've saved hundreds, even thousands of dollars on highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more. America loves it so much that Bob's is opening 2 new stores on October 11th, just in time for the holiday weekend. See how much you can save when you dare to compare in store or at mybobs.com.
Shop low prices and great deals all week long at Meijer. Buy 5 or more and save $5 or more on hundreds of items across the store, like General Mills cereal, Swanson broth, and 12 packs of Coca-Cola or Pepsi products. Plus, shop our huge selection of Halloween items for spooky good savings. Get 25% off Halloween costumes and buy 2, get 1 free Halloween snack or jumbo-sized candy. Exclusions apply. See all deals in store or in the Meijer app.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good evening. I'm Cam Taylor. The Ohio State Buckeyes had a tough loss last night in Eugene, Oregon, as they fell 32-31 to the Ducks. The Buckeyes are off next week and will be back at home against Nebraska on October 26th. The Cleveland Guardians beat the Detroit Tigers 7-3 yesterday to move on to the ALCS. They will play the New York Yankees tomorrow night at 7:38. Alex Cobb will get the start for Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns lost their 4th straight game today after a 20-16 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Browns will face the Cincinnati Bengals next Sunday at 1 p.m. The NLCS starts tonight at 8:15 between the LA Dodgers and New York Mets. The Cincinnati Bengals will take on the New York Giants tonight on Sunday Night Football, with coverage starting at 7:30.
These guys are at work, so you don't have to be. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
Welcome back in Fan Sports Sunday. Ryan Baker, Devier Posey, Cam Taylor taking you up until pregame of the Sunday night football game tonight. Starts here on the Fan. The Cincinnati Bengals and Devier, I think it's kind of safe to say a must-win tonight in New York, taking on the New York Giants.
Yeah, absolutely. Danny Dimes, Joey B. It's going to be a good one. I mean, I think the Bengals are really at this point, coming down to, mid-October. We got to get it done. And the Bengals need a nice signature win in front of a nation's crowd. And I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see the Stripes go.
Joe Burrow is, I think, kind of quietly, because the Bengals haven't been great this year, a really good season. Yeah.
Joe's not the issue, Bake. You can say that. And for a while there, I think after the Patriots game, going into that next week, I didn't know if Joe was playing that good. But Joe's not the issue right now. What I think is the issue is the guy who went for 180-something. He was part of the 180-yard rushing attack with the Texans up in Foxborough. Joe Mixon missing is really hurting the Bengals
Had
this
a
year.
huge game today, Mixon.
I mean, you just see how physical he is as a back, the type of presence he has as a vet. It's just kind of crazy to think they really let that guy walk out the door, Bake.
I think so, too. And hopefully for the Bengals and the Bengals fans, they can get that win tonight and stay in the thick of things here. It looks like the Steelers are going to win again. The Ravens won today, so that AFC North, they need to try to keep pace there to stay in the playoff hunt. Devier, before we went to break, you asked me what I thought about the defense. And I think this defense, I said this going into this week, this defense is better, and they are suited to play downhill. Okay. They are suited to be on the attack. I think Sonny Styles is an attack player. I think when they're in the game, Arvell Reese and C.J. Hicks are attack players. I think this secondary with Caleb Downs and Davison Igbinosun and Lathan Ransom, I think they are attack players. So I think we're better when we're on the attack. The Michigan State game, I think the first half didn't go well because I think they respected Aiden Child's ability to make plays too much, and they stayed back. And in the second half, they attacked, and they were much better.
Yeah, I like this defense when they're attacking. I think early on yesterday, Oregon's running the ball pretty well, and they're also taking shots. And I think normally, Bake, what happens is you establish the run, and then you take shots. And I think Ohio State is kind of used to that. But what happened was the shots were taken, and then the run was established. So it's like I softened you up, and that's a reverse mindset of what Ohio State has seen. But in these big games, Michigan, Georgia, or not even the Oregon from 21, but just those games were games that were aggressive in the pass game, aggressive vertically. And you ask yourself, is this where Jim Knowles' defense has its holes? Is the vertical attack, just attacking this defense vertically and being aggressive? And the crazy thing about Oregon, you know what's so wild about it? Those two long pass plays were their longest pass plays to date this season. So we didn't even, you know what I'm saying? So it's we were going into this game, not to say not expecting it, but Oregon let it loose. They did something out of character, and they attacked the weaknesses rather than playing in character.
So that would be good on them for a great game plan from their offensive coordinator and executing it. And I don't think Ohio State played aggressive enough on defense. Now, maybe that wouldn't have mattered because Dylan Gabriel, I walked away from that game super impressed with that kid. That is a really, really good college quarterback. He was putting the ball on the money. I thought Will Howard played good, but I thought Dylan Gabriel was the more dangerous quarterback on the field last night. Yeah. So if you played aggressive, maybe he would have taken advantage of you. I don't know, but that was just my thoughts. Here's Ryan Day before you respond to that. Here's Ryan Day on some of the defensive issues that he saw last night.
We're going to have to obviously go back and figure out what the common theme was, but there's a few things that we could probably point to. I mean, there was some long throws down the field where they got behind us, and there was some runs that split that weren't fit correctly, and so there was more than just one thing. There was a missed tackle on the pull there that Gabriel pulled, and that was a big play in the game. So I don't think it was just one thing, but we got to play better.
Yeah, I mean, and I think he's talking about the JTT pool. There you go, Bake. Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown.
I like that.
You like that?
That's good.
It's good.
I don't think it's as good as a Chuba Hubbard touchdown for me, but I like that.
There you go. Let me get one of those. I need one. Props are doing great. And it's wow. The score's crazy. But no, I mean, yeah. When you think about it, like that was a rule basis. You know, you're breaking the rules of keeping contained. Right, you're breaking the rules of keeping contained, and at one of the worst moments in the game, it's one of those things that that really was a backbreaker defensively. I thought you just had a goal line stand the play before that, and just asking the defense to do it again. One of those things, man. You gamble and you lose. So, man, I would love to hear some more clips of Dave if we got some more too.
Real quick before we leave this, while we're talking about the defense. Jim Knowles' defense is in top 5 games at Ohio State. Michigan, 2022, 530 yards. Georgia, 2022, 533 yards. Michigan, 2023, 338 yards. Oregon, 2024, 496 yards. 1,897 yards total. 149 points.
Yep.
That's Jim Knowles, I think, is a pretty good defensive coordinator. And I think he's one of the best in the country. But for some reason, when the talent on the field is equal or close to equal, they are giving up way too many big plays and way too many points.
Yeah. The thing about systems that always bothers me is you become a slave to it. Like you become tied to the system and the concept instead of the personnel. And I think when Knowles came in, he was looking for a certain type of player on that jack position, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was looking for a certain type of safety. He even brought a kid from Oklahoma over to help this team transition. He's looking for a certain type of coverage from the corners. And I think, Bake, like when you have success at Oklahoma State with a system and it gets you in a position, you're always kind of tied to, hey, like this is how it has to work, rather than putting my players in positions that they have strengths, right? And helping them with their weaknesses. I think I saw a quote after the game where Jim Knowles is like, that wasn't on Denzel Burke, that was on me. And like, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, well, if you know that and you have a system and you're putting a guy who probably is better in press coverage, but you got him playing soft, right? And you got him with different responsibilities, like, why not let him play press? Why not allow him to be aggressive, right? Like, let's put our guys in positions. And it's just like, it just seems like in these games that you listed that our players are put in positions to where it's more about the system rather than the personnel.
A couple more things I want to get to from Ryan Day here. Here's him talking about the offensive line and then the Josh Simmons injury that is going to end up being key.
No, address the issues. I say it all the time. The issues are there, and those issues came up in this game, and we got to get those things fixed. So we're gonna have to sit on this thing for a week and get them addressed. And the injury to Josh Simmons hurt. That was and Zen did a good job of coming in and competing, and Tegra went down a little bit there, and so Austin had to go in. So I thought those guys competed. I have to get the update on Simmons, but it doesn't look great in terms of him being able to come back this season. So that's a big hit for us. But I thought those guys came in and competed in the game. So we'll have to get all that identified, figure out exactly what happened to Will Kazmarek, and go back to work next week.
And again, offensive line was an issue last year. It was an issue coming into this season. I don't know if I have much faith that they will get it fixed, because it's been an issue. and it stayed an issue, and it reared its head last night. The Josh Simmons injury is going to be key moving forward. He's been your best offensive lineman. Austin Serveld, when he was forced into action last night, the 2 different times Tegra Shabola went out of the game, he looked awful last night. It wasn't quite as bad, but it was almost as bad as Enoch Vamahi in the Cotton Bowl there at right guard. And I just wonder where Carson Hinsman is. This is a guy that was good enough to start for you all last year, and he can't see the field now, it seems like, after he spoke up on a podcast about some things. So, I don't know if Carson Hinsman can help this out, but it's possible. I don't know. I think you got to try everything you can here. Real quick, here's Ryan Day on Will Howard's performance.
Yeah, he's tough. He competed all the way to the end. I give him credit, and he was fighting all the way to the end. We were trying to get 3 guys into the boundary on the last play to get that ball completed. Somebody flashed in his face, and he scrambled, and he'll be hard on himself. But he was competing all the way to the end. Made some big time throws to give us a chance to be in field goal range, and threw a good ball to the one to Jeremiah, and then they said there was contact with Jeremiah, and then the next play, on the wheel to Mekka, there was contact there. But again, we're not going to go back and look at those things. It doesn't matter at this point. I mean, it shouldn't have come down to that, but I do like the way Will played. I thought he competed. I thought he was tough in the game.
Yeah, no, I got to agree with Day. To be honest, Dylan Gabriel and Will Howard kind of looked like the same quarterback to me yesterday. I didn't really see much difference in the performance. I felt like if it was an overwhelmingly great quarterback play, that team would have won by more than just 1 point. They were pretty on. They looked the same. They didn't look like they both looked like they had the same talent level to me. So, but then also about this offensive line thing. I thought the offensive line still did a decent job. They only gave up 1 sack yesterday. Now, yes, there was pressure. There was times where Will botched the snap, fell on it, right? He just immediately fell first play of the drive at the end of the last drive. Might feel like that was an offensive, line thing, but no, it's just quarterback feet, quarterback hands need to be in better place. It's a hectic environment. You kind of need to concentrate a little bit more on just the basic hand work and footwork. But even with Simmons going down, I didn't think the offensive line played that bad. I think everything kind of goes into our identity on defense. If you think about this offense, Bake, if you really think about this team in a balanced, complementary football way, what was unbalanced? We scored 30 points. How many we scored versus Iowa? 38, right? We were on pace. This offense kind of still did its job yesterday. As crazy as it sounds, the offense did its job yesterday versus the number 2-3 team in the country. What was unbalanced was the defensive performance. The defense didn't seem as though they were who they normally have been all season.
Which was a bummer.
That was unbalanced yesterday, in terms of complementary football. This offense, if you look at what we've scored all season, look at about where we are, points per quarter, the offense was pretty much on pace. And I saw Cam back there shaking his head. Cam, you're not going to Autzen Stadium and putting up 45. I'm just letting you know.
I'm just mad at they had 127 rushing yards in the first half, and it seems like they went away from it to only have 14 in the second half.
I got you.
And that's fair. And the bummer about the defense was we thought it could be the best in the country, and Oregon exposed it last night. We will talk about some other sports coming up next and wrap up the show. It's Fan Sports Sunday on The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Thank you for calling Great Lakes. Great Lakes Kia.
Do you like scary movies?
Nah, they don't scare me.
What does scare you?
High car payments. They make me want to scream.
And at Great Lakes Kia?
We have brand new Kias, under $5 a day. Come pick one out.
Maybe I'm already here.
Cool. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorrento LX. All three under $5 a day.
It's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX, under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
At Great Lakes Kia.
What if I have scary credit?
No problem. Get approved with 0% financing.
Perfect. And I'm right behind you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus, GreatLakesKia.com.
Can I hang up now?
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Martha was ready to switch to a career in IT.
There's always a need for IT specialists, especially with AI coming out and cybersecurity. It's practically recession-proof.
My Computer Career even provides job placement help.
The career specialists, they're very helpful. They care about you as a person. You're not just a number to them. I would recommend My Computer Career wholeheartedly to anyone.
Take the free career evaluation today. Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
Get Eco.
ECO. Hey, Jerry, I think I invented something.
Does it solve a problem?
It solves a big problem.
Get Eco.
ECO. Heating and cooling companies are telling people your furnace and AC isn't worth fixing. You need to replace it with a whole new system.
You invented a solution for that?
I invented a way to fix those systems for free.
Get Eco.
ECO.
That's a great invention. How does it work?
Step 1 is to pay ECO to fix it.
I thought you said you'd fix it for free.
Step 2 is that we give you back all the money that you paid us, up to $1,500 when you get ECO to replace it.
Get Eco.
ECO.
What if your repair keeps my system running for several more years?
That would mean you got all those extra years for free.
Paying ECO to fix your furnace is like putting money in the bank.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
Get Eco.com.
Guess what? Our ugly faces are on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan and watch all your favorite shows. Laptop, phone, tablet, smart TV, we're everywhere. Bring us in the bedroom with you. Yes, The Fan.
This is Bob Capace, owner of Worthington Jewelers. Our fall bridal buy one, get one half off sale is ending this weekend. Select the perfect ring from thousands of styles or create a one-of-a-kind ring of your dreams. Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
We're dealing at Reichert Ford.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com.
Right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
There was a time where I woke up every day and my knee kept bothering me. I wondered, would it ever get better? I'd like to go out and run. I'd like to go play golf. I'd like to hang out with my friends at the pool, go off the diving board, play with my kids, do the stuff that I wanted to do. I looked at having surgery, thought that's not the answer. Don't want to do that. I've had plenty of surgeries in my life. I didn't want to be on medication and just keep pounding ibuprofen and pain pills. That wasn't going to be the answer. So I want to get real, lasting relief. As thousands of patients will tell you. So I went over to QC Kinetics and talked to Dr. Ray Tesner. I even brought my dad with me and said, hey, he's got a bad knee too. He's at a little later stage in life. Could this work for him? QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in cellular therapies, including your own body's healing properties. That's what I wanted, to get healed up and do it the natural way. The choice is yours. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. They've got offices in Dublin and in Gehenna, or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact Meteorologist Michael Behrens. Windy this evening with temperatures falling tonight. A few rain chances may move through. Look for lows in the 40s by Monday morning. Mostly cloudy, highs in the mid to upper 50s Monday afternoon. A few rain chances move through Monday and into Monday night. Those scattered shower chances continue Tuesday. Highs in the mid 50s. Temperatures still in the 50s Wednesday, but dry weather will return. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Are you still in your pajamas? We are. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
Welcome back in. Final segment, Fan Sports Sunday. I promised we would talk about some other things going on in sports in these last 5 minutes because there are some cool things. But real quick, I just want to bring this up to you. And maybe I'm beating a dead horse, but this is Ryan Day's record at Ohio State. He's 61-9. It's a great record. One of the best ever in Ohio State history. Against top 10 teams, he's 8-8. Against top 5 teams, he's 2-7. So 6 through 10 in the country, he's 6-1. But in the top 5, he's 2-7.
Those 9 losses were...
Eight of them were to top 10. 7 of them were to top 5 teams in the country. The other one was to number 12 Oregon in 2021. He's 2-4 in bowl games, 1-3 in the CFP, 1-3 against the team up north. 3 straight losses to the team up north for the first time since 95 through 97. Urban Meyer, he was 13-4 against top 10 teams, 6-1 against top 5 teams. Jim Tressel was 12-8 against top 10 opponents. He struggled against top 5 opponents too, 3-8. Of course, the difference is they combined went 16-1 against Michigan, and they both won national championships in their first 3 years. So Ryan Day, it's good because they're beating the teams they're supposed to.
So Buckeye Nation just needs a national championship cure pill.
If Ryan Day comes back and wins a national championship this year, all of this goes out the window. And he may be Nick Saban in 10 years, but like I said, I feel like he's going through growing pains as a head coach.
What was Tressel's and Urban's record? What is it, year 7? Is it year 7? Year 6? What was their record through year 6?
I don't have that in front of me, unfortunately. Meyer was only here 7 seasons, though, so it's not that far off from those numbers we just gave you.
Okay.
But just some of those things. Some other things, the Browns, they look like the Browns today. Just they're inept on offense. They lose to the Eagles 20-16. I saw this tweet from Field Yates. The Browns are the first team in 10 years to score under 20 points in their first 6 games. And then also, they've scored a touchdown in 1 out of their last 29 drives. Their only touchdown today was a defensive touchdown. Big game for the Bengals tonight, Devier.
Big game.
They take on the Giants Sunday Night Football. You can hear that one right here on the Fan. Their pregame gets underway immediately after us. Do you think the Bengals get it done?
Absolutely. I think the Bengals get it done. It's time for them to right this ship and turn it around. And let's watch some Joey B outplay Danny Dimes today, man. I'm excited for that.
Big game from Burrow and Chase, you think?
MetLife Stadium, yeah.
How about the Guardians? They made it to the ALDS.
We were watching that during the pregame show. We were watching the Grand Slam, and, man, I know Guardians fans got to be happy about that. I know Tyvis probably has on the hat right now.
He always has on the hat.
He has on the hat right now.
They start their series against the Yankees tomorrow night, 7:38. Alex Cobb will get the start for Cleveland. He will take on Carlos Rodon. And because I'm me, I've got to talk about it. The CBJ get their first win of the game. They the year. They look pretty good in their first 2 games so far with Dean Evison as head coach. 6 goals for the Jackets last night. The top line of Marchenko, Chinnikov, and Sean Monahan, all of them with a goal and 2 assists. They looked really good. The Jackets home opener Tuesday night against the Florida Panthers.
Let's go, man. It's that time of year,
We got to get you to a game this year,
No,
Devier.
I'm going to a game this year no matter what. I'm taking a fan. I went to a Crew game this year. I'm going to a Jackets game this year. I've been to a hockey game. I went to a Montreal Canadiens game before, and that place was crazy, so I had a good time. So I want to check out the Jackets.
Devier, in our final 30 seconds, talk to Buckeye Nation. Tell them it's going to be okay.
It's going to be a long time, Buckeye Nation. It's going to feel like that until we play again. But I know some losses feel like they hurt a little bit more, but you need the losses to learn from them. I saw a tweet that Nick Saban said he's only had 2 national championships that he was undefeated in. So he won 5 national championships that he had 1 loss. Mind you, Ohio State's last national championship, 2014, they had 1 loss. Let's go Bucks. Let's not abandon ship. Let's get this right. Let's fix this defense. Let's fix this integrated clock management, and let's play physical and let's play nasty. Silver bullets back, baby.
Devier, unfortunately, this won't be the last time you have to talk about this game because Ohio State has a bye next week. So
we've got to talk about it all next week.
We've got 2 weeks.
For the next 2 weeks
to digest this one. Again, Sunday night football coming your way next on The Fan. The Cincinnati Bengals in New York to take on the Giants. Thanks for listening, everyone. 97.1 The Fan.
Saturday is game day on The Fan.
Sponsored by Reichert Ford.
Every game, every season, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. Fall is here. It's the perfect time to replace those old, drafty windows before the cold sets in. As temperatures drop, you don't want to be stuck with windows that make your heating system work overtime because that will cost you money. My guys at Universal Windows Direct back everything up with a true lifetime warranty as long as you own the home and a 20-year warranty to the next homeowner. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply because they always do. Call them today, 614-502-5220, or go to uwd.com.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and a multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads,